Hey guys, welcome back to Ouch Mountain. Today we're going to prep our outdoor wood stove for the season, so y'all stay with us. So we have our outdoor wood boiler. It is a central boiler wood stove that we've had now for one full season. And it is a Classic Edge 560. Which has about a 200-gallon water capacity inside. And as you've seen us talk about on some other videos, it runs underground to our house. And so the water gets heated here, runs to our house. We have radiant tubing under our first floor. It also is hooked in with our hot water heater, and also has a heat exchanger where we can blow hot air that's provided by the stove through the ductwork in our house. And so it heats, does I guess 3 different things for us there. So it's really nice in the winter to have those really nice hot floors, or at least pretty warm floors, and the heat's just rising up from those floors. Very nice to have on those cold winter nights. So today we're going to do a little prep maintenance right before the season starts. It's November. It's really a warm day today, but winter's coming. So we're going to do a little cleaning, a little setup, a little maintenance on it, and get this thing ready to go. So inside, we cleaned it pretty well last year, but there's a little bit of ashes probably from our very last fire. So we'll clean that out. We need to add some water today, so we're going to do that. And also take a water sample, send the water sample up to Minnesota to Central Boiler, and have them do a test sample and let us know if we need to add any, I guess they call it corrosion inhibitor. See if we need to add any of that to our water. And that'll pretty much do it for today, and get it all prepped and ready to go. So there's just a little bit of ashes left over from last year. I'm gonna clean those out. That's about all I can get with the big shovel. I'm gonna get a smaller shovel and get the rest of this cleaned out. Looking good. This stove burns the ashes into really fine dust. So it ends up being a lot of small, just kind of fine ashes, not much big chunks to it. So about to get it. I think that'll do it. Nothing much left except this little fine stuff, a small pile of it, but I think that'll take care of it. Next, I'm going to open the bypass door inside the stove and make sure it's clear.
Looks like there's a little debris we need to move out of the way, but we'll clear that and be ready to go.
So the flue has this clean out on the end of it. I'm going to take this off and take a quick look at it. I should go back and reopen the bypass door and see how that looks all the way through. There's a little debris, but we can clean that out.
Looks good.
Terrible. Need to clean this out a little bit, then add some water and we'll be good. So the last thing to do as far as cleaning is to pull out these turbulators and give them a good cleaning before we start. So we found the easiest way to get these out is to pull down on these turbulators just a little bit, and then you can kind of wiggle them out toward the front. Sort of like that. Come back to that. Last one. This is a really hard one. Push it down on it some. There we go. That wasn't too bad. There's a little area up above that tends to collect some ash, so I'm going to try to clean that out if I can. So we found out last year during our first season using this stove that this area, especially that above those turbulators, that if they get kind of clogged up with ash, they really restrict the airflow and the stove doesn't work as well. It's not as efficient and really doesn't get as hot as it needs to get. So very important to get this cleaned out, keep this cleaned out during the whole season. We'll do this a number of times during this winter, but we found out as we were using the stove for the first time throughout last winter that was really important. All right, so we got these turbulators pretty clean. Time to reinstall them back in the stove. Kind of have to push them in and then shove them up. Work them up, I guess. There's no real easy way to get these back in, but you just sort of have to get it in there as best you can. You slide it up first. It seems to be a little bit easier. There we go. All right, I think we've got them in there. We're gonna call that good. Need to clean out what fell out here at the bottom though and finish this up. All right, last step today is to fill this back up with water, take a test sample, send it off to central boiler, and be ready for the first fire. So we got water going in. It's just kind of what's evaporated over the past year since we filled it up last season. I think we had to put water in it kind of mid-season last winter. And then we've let the pump continue running this summer, actually. Not really for any reason other than pumps really like to be running instead of starting and stopping. So hopefully that'll make the pump last a little bit longer. And so we're gonna fill it up with water and then take a water sample. Sounds like it's getting close. I think we're just about full. I may stop now. Looks like our sight gauge is full, says it's full. So I think I'm gonna pull it out and probably call it good. All right, so here's our sight gauge. It tells us how much water we have in the stove, whether it's full or we need to add water. And this is where I'm gonna take our water sample. We check this every few days just to make sure that maybe we don't have a leak in it, make sure we have plenty of water in it so it's pumping and going through the whole system. And I'll start off with just kind of a little bit of water, rinse this out, pour it out, and then I'll fill it back up. So I'm gonna fill this up about 3/4 of the way up, and that should be good enough for the sample. And they'll just tell us if we need to add any corrosion inhibitor or not, or if we're good to go. All right, I think that's about it. All right, so I think that will do it for today. We got some work done on the stove, doing some cleaning and some prep work, and I think it's ready now for winter. I had a few more ashes in it than I expected. I guess we did a really good job of cleaning it out at the end of the season or near the end of the season. I guess we had a couple more fires. Maybe we had a cold snap at the end of the winter last year. But we got that taken care of, and we got the water sample ready to send to central boiler, and that should be good to go. If you like watching our videos, click the subscribe button, hit the like button, send us some comments, and share with a friend. And we'll see you next time on Ouch Mountain.